for as far as the water goes, and everything else. It's not just that. But anyway, I'm gonna let Fred here say a few words because I'm tired of talking already.
That quick. Good afternoon, everybody, and of course, welcome again for another episode of Laredo Live podcast. But this time we have what was the name we said?
What?
What was the segment? The Big River.
Oh, Big River Talks.
Big River Talks.
Yeah, it's a new title.
Okay, all right.
Somebody said, "Why don't you name it the Tres Pendejos?" I'm like,
Well,
you know how many pendejos there are. Anyway,
you don't want to go there, right? So it's we thank you. We thank all the viewers. We thank the listeners as well, and of course all the support. Thank you so much for tuning in, and of course watching. The phone line is open for any questions, concerns. 956-813-7737. And, of course, give us a call or text us or send us something through the chat zone. Of course, we are open already. I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic to Chris. Chris, how are you?
Oh, good. Fantastic. Awesome. Life is great. Coming up, we're going to be talking about tips about if you're flying out of the Laredo International Airport, tips that you might want to know that some people won't tell you, and I'm going to tell you what it's like point blank. I'm not going to hide anything. So you might want to keep it locked in for that. Plus, also, I'd say we're going to be playing music, but no, why bother? No, we got stuff we need to get to. Most importantly, what we want people to know, we're three local guys, and we're talking about local stuff. So we're going to be, touching on some of the subjects, and again, this is our deal. We have our opinion, and that's the thing. It's our opinion. It's our deal, and we're going to express it to you and let you guys know, from a local point of view, what that's about. I know we got some special guests coming in today.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we have several guests, and I'm glad you touched on that, Chris, because it's the first time that we have in the history of the show. Of course, it's the second show, right?
Damn, already?
Who knows? We may not have a third, but it's the first time. So these guys are going to be our first guests, and we're very happy that they're taking the time to come talk about how they're making a difference and what they're doing for the community. It's all about offering stuff that's out of the culture and a little different. So we're gonna introduce them in a little bit. In fact, you already see one of them on the screen. Sergeant Albert Sanchez he's a recruiter for the Texas State Guard. We'll get to him in a bit. But Albert, you are the first guest in the history of this show. So I don't know if it's congratulations or you just drew the special straw. I don't know, but welcome. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll get to you in a little bit. So, all right, guys. In the news, big stuff, right? Danny DeVito the double for Danny DeVito. What's Saldivar? What's her name? Saldivar?
Yeah.
I'm hearing that her parole request got denied.
What?
Wow. That's what I'm hearing.
What?
So good for her, because if she comes out here, there you go. If she comes out here, she ain't gonna make it. She's not gonna make it. There's a lot of people that still, they still follow Selena even though she's passed on, and this lady ruined a lot of things for a lot of people. Not only Selena herself, but for all of us. Someone to be proud of. Selena was already breaking into another genre, and it would have been awesome. But yeah, so it got denied. So I guess she gets to live a little longer and be safe in jail, where she belongs, right? So, but again, guys, look, we're gonna bring up a bunch of little topics, guys, and right now, those of you that are coming on or about to come on, if you have questions or comments, send them. Or you can text the phone that Fred gave you, 813-7737, local 956. And that goes for people from out of town. Hopefully, we'll start seeing some of y'all and welcome you to the show. Another thing I want to talk about real quick, guys, is who the hell in the government starts talking about attacks in other countries over a commercial site signal?
Chris, hold on. Hold on to your comments, okay? I don't want you to jump to that.
That's crazy, bro. That's
It is.
Unbelievable. Yeah, we're going to attack Yemen, and we're going to use this bomb and this, and ha, ha, ha. All of a sudden, oops, I sent it to the wrong guy. And the guy just happens to work for a big freaking journalistic entity. And guess what? Now everybody knows.
Right.
And I don't know. To me, it just shows again, and not only that, the lack of accepting responsibility and saying. I think that what they're saying now is that it was sensitive information, but not classified.
Not classified. Exactly.
You know, again, guys, look, anybody that's been in anywhere, any adult out there will figure out that was sensitive, classified, need to know, close hold information, and they screwed that one up big time. But this has nothing to do with Republicans, Democrats, Green Party. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do,
because they're getting blamed. You know?
Well, yeah, everybody's getting blamed, but no, it has to do with incompetency. It has to do with people that don't give a shit about anything. It's so important. Can you imagine what else is what else they're gonna talk about? It's like if you and I are talking about, hey, you're gonna make it to the carne asada tomorrow. I mean, over regular text. It's like that's ridiculous.
But don't invite Fred.
Yeah, don't invite Fred. But then you include him in the chat.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Thanks, Chris.
We're talking shit, and you include a person. Didn't that already happen, Fred?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has.
So sorry about that again. But the point is that guys, they gotta be careful with that. And again, what worries me is the lack of accountability. And I'd rather they say, you know what, we made a mistake, it won't happen again, instead of the lies and trying to cover it up. And when everything's there, I mean, it's been authenticated by a bunch of different sources. And
remember the phrase that we used to say, don't be pointing fingers at someone else? Well, that's what they're doing.
Yep. Well, if you point a finger and you put your hand out there, you got one finger going that way, but you got three coming back at you, right?
So.
But anyway, enough of that. Again, just bringing up topics. This Saturday, if you guys are interested, there's going to be a march for justice in honor of Cesar Chavez, who is basically the Dr. King of the Latino community.
That's right.
He did a lot of good stuff for migrant workers and for he was a strong union leader, and it's one of those guys that is like Dr. King. I would have loved to have been able to meet the guy. Not in my time frame, but even though some of y'all might think that it was during my time frame, but it wasn't. I'm not that old.
Sure?
I'm possible.
I mean, I don't want to say you're old, but I saw pictures of you and Moses on the swim team.
No, it wasn't Moses. It wasn't Moses.
So,
it was,
and that's going to be being placed or being at downtown, correct?
Yeah, I'm not. It's in today's newspaper. I was reading a little bit on it. I know for sure this Saturday there's a place where they want everybody to meet and kind of hang out. So if you guys are interested, you want to partake in something like this, they've been doing it for over 20 years, so it's not a new thing. I had never really paid attention to it or heard of it till as much as this year, which is good that they're pushing it out. So, but anyway, so let's go ahead and get with this first guest. So. A lot of you know or may not know, I am the commander of the Texas State Guard unit here in Laredo. I know I don't look like it, but after you retire from service, active service or whatever, there's always an opportunity for you to continue serving. Or if you've never served in the past, there's an opportunity for you to serve all the way up to age 70. And the recruiter will talk to you about all that stuff. I'm not gonna get to steal his thunder. But anyway, so Sergeant Albert Sanchez is a local recruiter. Not only local, but he'll tell you what his area is. But I wanted him to come on the show and talk about not only the requirements, but the benefits, the challenges, anything that he's seen with the new recruits or people that have never been in the service. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Sergeant Sanchez. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to pass this out to you guys. I know you already know, but here you go, some brochures so you can take a look at them. This is brochures for the Texas State Guard. So we are the Texas State Guard. What we are is we belong to the Texas Military Department, and we branch off in the Texas Military Department with the National Guard, the Air National Guard, and of course the State Guard being the third branch. Now, what we do is our mission is to work with local, state, and federal agencies doing all types of emergency response, like hurricanes, floods, natural disasters, all type of state emergencies. That's what we do. We are a volunteer military organization. What does that mean, volunteer military organization? So there is no minimum time to serve. There's no contract. and pretty much, that's one of the differences between us and other branches. Another difference is that we are state and they're federal. That means that we only mobilize, we only deploy within the state of Texas. So we're not combat oriented or trained. We're unarmed. We're an unarmed unit. Our main focus is emergency response to work here in the state of Texas. We're here for a great state to serve. There's no military experience required, but of course, prior service is always welcome. For those that retire, well, we welcome you back. Time to put that uniform back on and, serve our great state. That's what we are. It's just that we are Texans serving Texans. At the end of the day, we love our state, and that's what we're here for, to serve. So pretty much, like I said, it's a volunteer military organization, and you only get paid when you deploy. That's how the pay works. So it is a volunteer organization, but a lot of people ask, so is there pay involved? Yeah, you'll get paid. You get paid every time you mobilize, and of course for our annual training once a year. That's how we get paid. If you've never served in the military. No military experience is required, of course, but you will have to go to basic training. Our basic training is called RBOT, which pretty much stands for Resident Basic Orientational Training. Just how it sounds, that's what it is. It's an orientation of the State Guard in 5 days. So it's a big difference between the federal side and Texas State Guard. We're different, very, very different in the sense that, one, we only mobilize in the state of Texas, and number two, that of course we're volunteer. There's no contract. You're not signing any contract. And like I said, at the end of the day, we're here to serve our great state. As far as the requirements go, how do you join the State Guard, or what are the requirements? How can you join? You must be between the ages of 17 and 67, and retirement is at 70. Yes, at 17 to 67, we're the only branch that pretty much, goes all the way to 67. And that's great because, like, for people like myself, it gives you that great opportunity. If you've never had that opportunity to serve in the military, you have that opportunity to come and join, be part of something great, serve our great state. And as I mentioned, you don't have to have any military experience. So you must be between the ages of 17 and 67. You must have a Texas valid driver's license. Very, very important. It's a minimum of a high school diploma or GED required. You must be able to pass a background. You must have been a resident of the state of Texas for a minimum of 180 days. And of course, last but not least, you must meet the height and weight standards of the Texas State Guard. And they vary between, your age and your height. So that's how you join. And as I mentioned, you don't have to worry about signing that big contract because we are a volunteer military organization for a great state.
On that note, because we get that asked a lot. Okay, One of the questions I get all the time is, especially the veterans that are getting benefits through the VA, is it going to affect my benefits? What do you think? What do you know?
Negative. It doesn't. It doesn't. We have a lot of prior service people that have already retired, done their time, and they feel like putting that uniform back on, and they come in and serve our great state. It doesn't affect at all. It's two different agencies. Again, you served, if you were prior service, you served federally. This is a state agency, and of course, we are, again, a volunteer military organization. So in that sense, you don't have to worry about your benefits that you already received because, again, you only get paid when you deploy. And if you deploy, you're not obligated. That's another thing. So it's very important to know that you join. Of course, you don't have that contract. And just like you volunteer to enlist, you pretty much volunteer to deploy. It's your prerogative if you can. If you can't, when you can. At the end of the day, like I said, we're here to serve our great state. We're Texans serving Texans. That's what we are.
Excellent. Quick question. So, how long have you been a recruiter now?
I've been a recruiter for almost 4 or 5 years now. It's been great. I mean, I found my calling. That I love recruiting.
Okay. And go back a little bit, Sarge, on the time you've been recruiting from, say, 4 years ago. What are you seeing the difference in either the system, the recruits, the process? I mean, is it getting better? Do you have a line people ready to go, or are you having to really go out there and look for them?
Of course. No, yes, definitely. So when I first joined the State Guard, I came in at a volunteer capacity, like everybody else. Right now, I'm actually the full-time recruiter, which means I do this for a living. I do this full-time. So there are some full-time capabilities. So since I came in and I started recruiting, I mean, it's been great. I mean, the Tech State Guard is evolving. It's getting better every day. I've always said that this is Texas' best kept secret. Not everybody knows about it. We want everybody to know about the great organization that we have here in the Texas State Guard. I didn't even know myself until I did a little bit of research.
Right. And again, I mean, I know that you mentioned about recruitment. So, what are the deployment areas per se? I mean, right now, as you know, with the border being a large factor, are all of our service members being deployed different areas?
Well, we're not going to talk too much about any operation at all,
Okay.
but there are opportunities, not just that. There's so many missions, man. I mean, right now, have we started officially the hurricane season?
Yes.
We did, right?
Yeah.
I think it got pushed to the left because it actually started earlier. So right now, any big event, not just hurricanes, but any big event, we are going to be expected to eventually volunteer to assist, especially humanitarian.
Right.
That's our mission. Right?
Our main mission, as I mentioned, we are on a humanitarian mission, and our main focus, and that's what we do: emergency response, hurricanes, floods, natural disasters. We're here to serve our great state at that capacity.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And okay, so another question real quick. Hold on, let me lower this thing. Sorry, guys. Well, now I got to kill it.
Mute it.
Es contra indios. All right. So another question real quick. So the age is 18 to 70.
17 to 67.
17 to 67.
Yes.
Why?
67.
Because you need those 3 years, right, to be able to have a buffer before retirement, or what?
Well, pretty much, we don't have, as far as retirement goes, we don't have that benefit, okay? But you retire at 70, so that's the limit. The age limit is 70. You can come into the Texas State Guard until the age of 67, and after that, you got 3 good years at the age of 70. That's the limit where you
Okay.
can serve.
So let me clarify. Retirement, you said there are no benefits, and you're right. Not right now. I do foresee the Guard one day offering that stuff, especially for people that have served honorably for a certain amount of years. But right now we don't have that, and that's fine. But what I meant is, like, you at 70, you're pretty much going to be asked to take a break and thank you for your service, correct?
That is correct. So that's the age limit.
Got it.
But that's the age limit to serve.
To serve.
Yes,
serve.
better explain that. Now, at that age, you say, well, sometimes you still want to serve a little bit more, so you can join the honorary reserve and be part of that.
All right.
So you could still at some capacity, but of course the age limit is 70.
Yeah, because there's some people out there that started serving when Jesus Christ was around, so and they still want to serve. And you know what? There's some older guys and girls that are in good shape and they still have a lot of energy. And the thing is this: imagine all the experience that's coming in with somebody that's older. They may not have the physical stamina and the energy, but the experience, you'll never replace it. You can replace one 18-year-old with another, but you cannot replace a 60-some-year-old with an 18-year-old. You just can't. At least not for experience-wise. So there's a benefit to having an older force.
You have a lot to bring to the table because we're versatile. Versatile in the sense that it's not only a volunteer organization for people who never served like myself on the civilian side, started civilian, and joined the military. But we have a lot of prior service like yourself, and that bring their experience. And we have people from all walks of lives. We have teachers, law enforcement, retired military, doctors, nurses. I mean, our military organization is very versatile. You get to meet a lot of people, and you get to meet and work hand in hand with a lot of people from different walks of lives.
Yeah, definitely. So, like I said, it's there's a benefit, guys. There's a benefit to everything, and Now, I'm surprised that there's still a lot of people in Laredo that have no idea that the state guard exists. And I think part of the confusion is that the uniform from far away looks exactly like the reserve, the guard, active duty. So until you get close, then you're going to see that the name tag says, the organizational tag says Texas State Guard. And on your right side, you're going to see a Texas flag instead of an American flag.
Right. Yes. Exactly. So this is what makes us very different on the uniform. This is what identifies us, our Texas flag, and of course the unit patch for the T patch for the Texas State Guard.
Yeah. So, so that's why. So when you go to Arbide, for those of you that have never served, part of the whole process is to indoctrinate you into the military lifestyle and understanding the customs and traditions. But also, and there's a lot of responsibility being in uniform. You're a target. People are watching you all the time. Everything you do, everything you say. I remember when I was a police officer, we were at Dairy Queen one day having dinner, and a little kid comes up to me and he pokes me and tells his mom, "Hey, he's for real. Like we're some kind of robot." I mean, the mentality of some people is like, "Why are you here? Why are you eating?" But because I'm human and I'm hungry, right? Even though I'm on duty, and guess what? As per the city of Laredo, we get a 20-minute break, right, per shift. So, and we only take 20 minutes. That's it, right?
That's if you take it.
Yeah, that's if we take it. Okay.
I can't tell how many times, I've seen officers where, they just don't eat.
Yeah, you got a good case and you're not gonna eat. You're gonna be stuck. And
paperwork on top of paperwork on top of paperwork. It's like, come
on. So sometimes it goes that way. But anyway, all right. So another thing I wanted to ask you to talk about, Albert, is basically, we are not. There's no contract. We understand that.
That is correct.
But if something happens while you're on orders, are you covered by workers' comp?
That is correct. That's one of the benefits that are in the Texas State Guard, and I didn't mention that. I'll go over that with you. So what are the benefits for being in the State Guard? And that's one, workers' comp. Every time you're on military orders, that pretty much covers you. You're on workers' comp. Not only that, but we provide those military orders so that you can give them to your employer, to your HR department. That way they know you're on official State Guard business. That pretty much secures your job while you're on duty. We're serving our great state. That's one of the benefits. Another benefit is, of course, you get the hunting and fishing super combo license for free at Academy or Walmart. You do qualify for guard plates for your vehicle. What else? You get military credentials. You're going to get your ID, and pretty much, your ID will give you. They can give you discounts in certain places wherever they honor that, right? Also, you get the concealed hand license. Now, I want to explain that because whenever we say that, they think it doesn't cover the training fees. It covers the state fees. Those fees are waived because we're part of the state. So, those are one of the benefits. And, of course, like as you mentioned, workers' comp, every time that you wear this uniform and you're on military duties, you're covered because we're serving our state.
So a lot of people, that is a operational benefit of being in the Guard. So
yes.
In case anybody was wondering. So, but by the same token, even though there's no contract, there is still an expectation of labor related issues in the sense that you are, in a sense, employed by the state.
Yeah, because we serve our great state.
Right.
Now, one thing that I didn't mention, and this is actually I don't want to say one of the best benefits, but it's a real good benefit, especially for our younger crowd, that want to join the people that are barely graduating from high school. Tuition assistance, very, very important. How does it work? Okay, so the tuition assistance, basically, you can qualify to get up to $10,000, and it'll cover up to 5 years. It'll cover a vocational, professional degree, the certificate, and of course, it'll cover up to 12 college hours and the mandatory fees. Now, how does it work? You must be enrolled in a Texas college or university. That's very important. That's one of the keys right? You must be in the State Guard in good standings. How are you in good standing? So when you enlist in the State Guard, like I had said earlier, we are volunteer and we only get paid to deploy, but we have our monthly trainings, right? And they're once a month. They're called drill. We drill on either the third Saturday or the second Saturday out of every month. Now, unfortunately, you know what? I don't want to say unfortunately, but our paid training, our trainings are non-pay. Most of the trainings are non-pay, but it's very important to attend. Why? For the reason being that during those trainings, we get that good training for that emergency response that might arise, right? That's one. Of course, and then 80% of that drill attendance counts towards being in good standings in the State Guard and for promotional purposes, because that's how you get promoted with time and service.
Got it.
And speaking about promotion, and I was going to ask you about that, how does the promotion system works within the State Guard?
It's based off of time and grade. So time and grade is pretty much the time you've served in your rank. There's a certain time that you serve within that rank. And of course, you need to be in good standings, by good attendance. That's one. And number two, there's coursework to be taken. You might have to have some PME, that good military education. Okay. You combine that, and that's what qualifies you to get promoted here in the State Guard.
All righty.
Nice. So, going back 4 years, let me ask you again, what are the challenges as a recruiter right now? What would you say are the biggest challenges?
I guess one of the biggest challenges for me is, trying to spread the message across. I can't emphasize how great this organization is. It's awesome. It's a win-win situation to come into the State Guard. I could tell you one thing: this has been the best decision I've ever made in my life. I joined a little bit late. I was in my late 30s, but going back 4 years, even more, 8 years, it's been the best decision I ever made. I could tell you that I don't speak for everybody, but I can assure you that almost everybody loves this organization. It's a win-win situation. You're a volunteer. You get to serve our great state. What else, Plus, you get some good benefits. You can go back to school, get $10,000, get your education. You can qualify to get up to $10,000 to pay for education. And there is no contract. We just serve our great state. That's what we do. The challenges, as far as that, well, I could tell you also that 4 years back, yes, not a lot of people know, but they are finding out. It's changed a lot. Yeah, we're not that many recruiters, and we have a lot of people. It's very exciting because I feel that every day it's like it's spreading. It's spreading like the great news that it is. A lot of people want to join. They want to know what it is. How to join.
Awesome. Well, you said it was the best decision of your life up till today. This has been the best decision of your life for you to come on the show. So,
I just want to bottle his energy.
I know, right?
That is just...
I know. He's like that all the time.
I love what I do. I love what I do.
Yeah.
Do they have energy up and have a shot of that in the morning?
Do they have a drug testing? Because I don't know. These guys.
Now, I did want to mention one more thing. Because you were saying about enlisting, right? How can people join? That's very, very important. I didn't spread that message across. It's very important that I let everybody know. So how can you join, or how can you find out about the Texas State Guard? So in this little pamphlet, we have this link right here. And what you do is you're going to look us up at tmd.texas.gov/State Guard. And that's the website. You can find out a little bit more information. Basically, you'll get all the information that we talked about here. And it'll give you the option to find a phone number for a recruiter. Now, if you do want to join, I can give you that number as well. I am I'm not really the local recruiter, but I am local here because I'm from Laredo. I'm a Laredo native. My region, I'm the chief recruiter for Region 3, which is pretty much covers El Paso, Midland, Laredo, Corpus, and the Rio Grande Valley. So that's my area right there that I cover to recruit. And you can get a hold of me through this number if you're interested in getting more information. My name is Sergeant Sanchez again, and my number is 737-529-5732. You can get a hold of me there.
You want to repeat that again?
Right?
Yes.
What
Born and...
What part?
Huh?
What part?
I grew up on the west side of Laredo.
Yeah, the west side.
I went to Martin. Martin High School.
Here we go.
So, Sanchez, repeat that number again. So.
Yes. So the phone number is 737-529-5732. 737-529-5732. And
You're not even from Laredo.
and the website is tmd.texas.gov/state guard.
So, okay, guys, again, just to wrap it up with the starting, I mean, first of all, awesome interview, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You can tell that you do a lot of talking with people, and I can just imagine the frustration when you use a lot of energy on somebody, and then they don't
not
come
today.
through. Yeah.
You son of a...
But yeah, but it's okay. I mean, that's how you weed out the ones that are not serious. So, but it's a lot of effort for you, and I know sometimes I'll call Sergeant Sanchez in the evening, and he's drained, he's done. But the next day he's right back at it. Which is cool.
That's our job. We're here to serve our great state.
Yep. So right now we're Freddie's putting up the numbers and Sergeant Sanchez's name in case anybody's interested on both, because this is being streamed live on both YouTube and Facebook. So we have two mediums that we're coming to you today. So anything else you want to close with?
Just pretty much, like I said, if you're interested in getting more information, if you have that desire to serve our great state, or, if you served before and you feel like wearing that uniform again, give me a call. I'm here to help out and, give you information, and hopefully, we can get you into a uniform so we can serve our great state.
Awesome. Again, Sarge, thank you for your time. Anything else, guys?
No, I'm good.
That
Good.
energy, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Right now he's gonna get into his car seat in the car and pass out because he's out of energy after this. All right, Sarge, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, real quick before we move on, we're gonna do a quick shout out to our sponsors, of course, Tejano Express Radio. Through Fred, I mean, that's how we're able to stream to you guys today. So we would appreciate the support that they're giving to us. Another sponsor is the Warrior Way Protection Services. There's a lot of security companies here in Laredo, but none of them compared to Warrior Way Protection Services, and I know that for a fact because I'm the owner. So that's why I know. Wizard Wicks Pizza. You know what, Eric? You failed us. He promised us 2 pizzas every week, and he failed us already. So next week it's 4 pizzas. So, but Eric, shout out to Eric and the cooks out there, the best pizza ever. Of course, at Mariachi Mix Outfitters and more, we're doing all kinds of Mexican artisanal stuff. So if you all need anything, benches, barro, whatever. I mean, anything you can think of that you would find in a store in Mexico, where we've got it. Mike and his crew, Whispers Bar and Lounge. It's a very unique place. It's small, but it's got everything, and it's a safe environment for you and your loved ones. Classic Cats is a new cover band out there. A bunch of old farts playing old music, but it's different. A lot of country, people like country, and so we're going to be out there performing. And the latest one that we have here is Dr. Gilbert Salinas and on a serious note, I mean, Dr. Salinas and I have been friends for a long time. He is a very experienced and skillful psychological counselor. He's a PhD. He's an LPC, LCDC. If you need to speak to somebody, he's the guy to go to. I've used him in the past. He was my instructor at TAMU, so I highly recommend him. So he's partaking in the sponsorship program too. All right, we're gonna switch over. We're gonna leave the banner up here, Sarge.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right.
All right, you all ready? Come on. All right. So we've got an event coming up on Saturday. We have two gentlemen that want to speak to you about the event. Again, the whole purpose of this show, guys, some of it is to kind of expose some of the stuff that's out there. A lot of one thing that we hear all the time, and I'm sure everybody can agree. No pasa nada en Laredo.
Oh,
It's
my
so
God.
boring.
Oh, my
There's
God.
nothing to do. Okay, well, if you never leave your house, you're never gonna find anything to do. But guess what? There's a lot to do. There's a lot that Laredo offers, and like these gentlemen that are here right now, yeah, it's a business, but you know what? They're taking the time and the risk to put stuff like this together, and the least we can do is support them, especially if you like the type of stuff that they're promoting. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and let you guys introduce yourself and talk to us about your project.
Thanks, TJ. Fred and Chris.
Go ahead and get your mic close to you.
Yeah,
so
'cause
we
it
can
is,
hear
but there
you.
you
So
go.
it's like Billy Joel or what? Like the piano man starts singing like this.
All right.
I'm Wyo from The Spot. It's my friend.
I'm Danny.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Welcome. The spot. Okay, what are you talking about? What spot?
Well, it's not the mancha on somebody's face or back or anything like that. It's just the place we came up with this
Yeah,
because
let
we
me
thought it was
ask you,
unique.
how did that come up? The
Yeah.
spot.
I'll let Danny talk about that.
All right, Danny.
That's a good question because it's three of us that are there. We all have different stuff there, a lot of different collectibles. We're talking about action figures, pops, comics, vintage, new stuff, a little bit of everything. We just, out of the blue, we were just chit-chatting and thinking, what are we going to come up with? We all had our own ideas, but they just said, yeah, well, we need to make sure that this is like the spot, you know. They can come hang out, talk shop, you know, talk about their nostalgia collections back in the day or whatever it is. So we became the spot. So
That's just simple, right?
simple.
And
yeah.
it's catchy, right? You know, I need to go to your spot. I mean, as long as we know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's true. We don't want to get into a different
Yeah,
kind
we
of
don't
spot,
want
right?
to- But no, that's awesome. So, I know I know you guys have a little spot at, no pun intended, a little spot at the Pulgas, and so people can. That's another way to get you all. But so again, look, I know that sometimes you guys have had events like competitions of gaming or whatever. Do y'all offer that or?
Yeah, what we do, we're housed in a place called Elite Game Zones. So the owner next door, Jonathan, he hosts a lot of the tournaments for Pokemon and One Piece. And
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of the
cool.
card games. Yeah, he has
Cool.
tournaments there,
A lot of,
so it brings a lot of people in.
so a lot of bikers, a lot of gang members.
big time.
right?
You can tell right away. Cuts left and right.
It's a rough crowd. Yeah, they're
Cuts
rough.
from the eyeglasses. It's
Excuse me.
So the question is, I mean, is there an entry fee, or you pay at the door, or you just the admission is free?
So this weekend we're actually having not only us and Jonathan are there, but we're opening up to about 10 to 11 vendors local that want to sell wrestling figures, cards,
Okay.
comics, pops, different stuff. So it's gonna be even more of us there.
So
And
so I'm glad you mentioned that. So this is you're promoting the pop-up event, correct?
Right.
All right. So let's talk about that. Time, location. Let them know. Hopefully they can get out there. That's your cue.
my cue.
And go.
Hold on, let me get my cue cards. Hold on a minute. Let me turn the page. Right, so it's going to be this Saturday, March 29th, 11 to 7 p.m. The location, of course, the spot, 1502 Laredo, Suite 1. There's a quaint little place about a block away called The Mixed. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but that's open for other business ventures, but whatnot. However, we're a block away from that. If you don't know where that is, just go park at Peter Piper, go behind that, next to the dumpster, cross the street.
Of course. So
Wow, man. You were specific on that dumpster.
hey, hold on. If you want to find the spot, go through the dumpster. Again, now we're heading a whole different way.
Ask,
Some people pay
ask
extra for
Stinky
that,
Pete there. Stinky Pete there hangs out at the dumpster. He'll point you in the right direction. He's always there hanging around.
So
You'll be there 1502 Laredo Street, Sweet one.
There you go. So when you come out of Peter Piper's, before you go make a right, make that quick left. That's where mariachi mix is. Buy some shit from me, then you can go spend the rest of your money.
I was gonna say because
at the
everybody's in
spot.
Laredo Street now these days.
I know, right?
What the heck?
Like, where do you live, Laredo?
In Laredo.
Where's your business, Laredo? Yeah, we got it. Where's the state guard recruiter, Laredo?
Laredo.
In Laredo.
So, okay, so how many people are you expecting? I know it's kind of hard to tell because a lot of people will tell you, yeah, I'll go, and then sometimes they don't show up. But how many people are you expecting on Saturday? Do you know?
At least 150.
Well,
Nice.
I mean,
but how many vendors, more or less?
vendors were just
All the
looking
vendors
to-
is going to be 10, 11, 12, actually 12 vendors right now.
That's not
And
bad.
not including us.
That's separate from you guys.
Right. So we have. So the way it's broken down is, if you've ever been inside, that used to be the former Social Security spot, the former office.
Oh, wow.
So you walk in, and it's really three locales, or whatever
Right.
you want to call local units. So on the left hand side is one. Then there's the middle area, and then the right area.
Of course.
So the vendor spot is going to be in the middle, so that way you can actually set up there with everyone's going to have a table a little smaller than this, 6-foot tables or something of the sort, two chairs, and they bring their stuff. Right. We have the store that's got the collectibles, and Jonathan will have the cards. So he may be selling Pokemon's coming. A lot of people are asking Pokemon,
Yep.
Prismatics or something like that. I don't follow that, so I don't know. But I do know that it's hot, and I know the keywords. So the keywords Prismatic, right? If I'm correct.
Right.
So that will be available as well. So the vendors will be in the middle, and they'll be doing whatever they need to do. You walk into either one of the two doors. You can bring stuff that you want to sell. If you want to cosplay, if you want to, play dressed up, come as a luchador, or whatever y'all want to do. I don't know.
Right.
I said luchador because we have a real one here
Yeah.
coming up next. So.
Well, I know that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So we can
So.
have a little bit of everything, and people can come in, autograph opportunities if people want to meet other people. It's open to everyone in the public.
To the public.
I mean,
Okay.
I know some people do like cosplay, so you can come, dress up. I mean, as whatever you want, Well,
People pay extra.
to some degree with whatever you want. I don't want you guys dressing
Here we
up
go.
in a
Okay.
black
So the
spandex
spot
suit, right, with a zipper
behind the
mask.
dumpster, dress up the way you want. This is getting
Yeah,
weird.
within certain limits, it's kid-friendly, family-friendly environments.
Oh yeah, well
Yeah.
that's it.
That's what we need.
There is a church to
There is
block.
a church, yes. I don't have
the
holy
area.
water at the moment, but I can get you some. Consigo por ahí.
So, well, again, guys, look, we started off this part of the show with a statement that we hear all the time. There's nothing to do in Laredo. And we know that you guys have a big following. I mean, there's a big community of people that like that stuff.
Right.
For us, it was basic stuff. Batman and
Batman, yeah.
Superman, basic stuff. But it's branched out and
Sesame
developed
Street.
into, Sesame Street. But now
Daredevil Part
to
3.
me, everything looks the same. I mean, all this anime stuff, to me, everything looks the same. To me, because I'm not paying attention to it.
Right.
But for a teenager, a 14, 15-year-old teenager right now, I mean, a lot of those guys and girls really get into it, and that's pretty cool. Look, it gives them something to do. It keeps them out of trouble.
Yep.
Why not? Why not support it? Why not support it? I mean, some of it can get expensive, but it's okay. I'd rather than spend the money on that than on other crap.
I concur. I
Exactly.
mean, this is one of the things, that was brought up, has been brought up multiple times, even in my own life, younger. It's like, well, I've always said, well, yeah, I spend a lot of money on Monitos figures, but it could be worse. It could be alcohol or drugs.
Right.
I'm actually putting it into something that may possibly
Be careful
worth
with-
something at the end of the day.
Be careful with mentioning throwing money away in alcohol.
I'm not throwing it away. I mean, I do take donations, though. We do take donations for spirits and sorts, right?
But no, you're right, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're right. I mean, I'd rather have these kids, and a lot of them, again, we're not making fun of the demographic, but they're more reserved kids, and this is their way to express themselves. It really is. It's in a way to find other people that are interested in the same thing, and it's awesome. It's awesome because we all want to belong to something. We all want to belong to a
exactly
team, right? So you guys, again, you got to see past. Yeah, they're selling shit. I got that because guess what? We all need to pay bills, right? But that's not it. Look beyond that, and the service, the second and third order effects of services that you guys are providing for these kids and these families. Not just the kids, their families. A lot of these kids have parents that are into it. I mean, that's cool. Now they have a bonding opportunity. So again, these people need to take advantage that it's here in Laredo. Now, San Antonio, these kind of businesses are a dime a dozen, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to some where they're selling you alcohol, they're selling you coffee. I mean, you can actually have a whole meal there, and people spend the entire day there. You have to literally kick them out. Go take a shower, come back tomorrow, whatever, because they're so comfortable there, right? You think I'm joking? I'm not. but the point is this, that people, you really, I want to commend you guys because you're taking, first of all, financial risk in buying this stuff, right? Because you have to have inventory to be able to sell. And I'm sure you have a little, what is it, bobblehead, whatever they are, what you said, I don't know,
Funkos.
pop-ups, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you call
I'm sure
them,
you have
bobblehead?
something that you bought in the beginning, you still have there because nobody's bought it. So,
Oh, yeah.
but that's okay. But one day somebody's gonna come and say, you know what, I want that. You're like, hell yeah, take it. I won't even sell it to you, just take it. I'm tired of it. It talks to me now.
It happens. We see that, right?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you've got something
All the
like,
time.
this is the OG first thing you brought.
Yes,
It's still sitting there, but
it's
it's
still sitting there, but
like they say, there's a person for everyone. There's a little collectible for
Yes.
everyone as well.
Oh,
It will
yes.
sit there for 5 years, but then someone's, oh, I've been looking for this
Yes.
forever. You know, I don't have to pay it on eBay and wait, see if I get it or not.
Right.
You know, it's right here, I'll take it.
see, that's another thing. You're right. Sometimes, and then now with all these scams, that's another topic. I mean, you don't know what's real or not on Facebook anymore or anywhere. It looks real, and then you send money, and then you're waiting for your shit, never gets there because it just scammed the hell out of you.
That's
right?
true.
So
I'm
this
glad.
case-
I'm glad that y'all are existing. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even aware of this.
You didn't know, right?
No, I didn't even
See?
know.
See,
And
we're not
I mean,
bringing shitty
No.
guests. We're bringing people that matter. So
I know, and I'm glad. And of course, we're going to ask you later on down the road when we get done here, the information and all that, so we can go ahead and get it announced throughout the radio as well. And you know, hopefully, you'll be a proud sponsor
Of course.
of us.
We will.
Thank you.
May I add that we are helping also increase literacy rate because we're the only comic store in the city. So we get new comics and helps kids keep reading as well. So that's something that will help, you know, kids continue to, you know, broaden their vocabulary and expand their minds and ideas and start looking at different things. So that's something that we also do. One of our other partners, Noe, who's happy he's not here because he's manning the store for us. So he's doing
Okay,
this
got
favor.
it.
Somebody's got to say
But he'd be,
bye.
yeah, somebody's got to stay
somebody's
behind.
got to
Somebody
pay
gotta work.
bonitos.
Exactly.
Do y'all have a number so I can put it up? Because people are already asking. There's a viewer that wants to know
Okay, sure.
if this is a store. Go ahead.
The number is 956-764-9318. I didn't want to say
Also follow us on
956-725
Facebook,
Lion, right? Like the old you get a
931
girl's number back in the old days.
9318?
725 Lion? Or is it time and temperature? 764-9318.
Another way to remember it is 7 what? 764 what?
9318.
Nerd, right? That's not a joke. And again, in this case, it's not a bad thing.
It's not.
See, it really is. Honestly, guys, look, I wish, especially growing up. I mean, growing up in our time, you know, y'all remember playing outside.
In our
Que
time.
bonitos, you were playing with spiders and snakes and you're like, oh shit, that was cool. Did you get it? You know, with the little camera, the little
Lion ants.
the 110. Remember that? Oh yeah.
Shake it so it can develop.
Oh, yeah.
And if you know that, you're old school.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you're like Fred.
through a
Well,
Right.
Fred's
when
a
I
little
was
older.
when I was a kid playing in the background with or in that the toy soldiers.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
the
Green
soldiers,
ones
the green
awesome,
ones.
Yeah.
I got to play with them outside.
Are you
Little
kidding?
tanks.
That's right.
No, actually, little known fact, all the modeling was him. It's like, Fred, can you pretend you're digging up?
well, since we're actually going that route, I actually had, and it made a comeback, the Evil Knievel.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That was the shit right there.
I was one of the first ones, and I begged my dad to give me one, and he's like, "Why? You're gonna destroy it." No, Dad, this is what I want. So he got it for me, right? And then I never wanted to let it go. So originally, I'm from Northwest Indiana, so I came to Laredo. I know my cousin Enrique is gonna hate this, because he just got one also. Okay,
And
He's
he
like,
drank the
you know
water.
What we should do? We should make a ring of fire and have the motorcycles jump over the fire.
What?
Okay, that's when we learned the hard way the word flammable. Okay? Babe, my poor thing got on fire. And then, of course, my father being, you know, it's like, I told you it was going to happen. I told you. No, I'm not going to buy you another one. You know, play with the ashes.
Do y'all have a website already running
On
as well?
Facebook, actually.
Facebook, all on
Facebook,
Facebook,
the spot, yes.
the spot.
They can definitely follow us there and message us, and if they're running a sale or trade, you know, they can send pictures of there too.
Nice.
We do also have sports cards. You know, Danny's got a lot of cards that he's
a lot of die-cast cards. I mean, it's a mix. It's a lot. It's something for everybody.
And you know, the interesting is, to me, the layperson, when it comes to this, a card to me is okay. I can't tell the difference, but you guys that are in it, you can tell probably immediately how much it's worth.
Right.
If it's worth anything, I mean, take it back home and put it back, on your little thing, whatever. But that's pretty cool. Again, you become a subject matter expert at that, and that's what we need. Because I don't know. I mean,
I've heard that term before. SME. I
That's
don't know
me.
where.
You become a
I don't
SME.
know where.
That's me.
That's me. But no, guys. Again, I'm gonna ask the viewers to look beyond the business aspect and to see the benefit of supporting something like this.
And they're already checking you all out.
Yeah, there's
We got some viewers
there's
already.
some people asking about. So again, he didn't know. I know because we talked, but there's a lot of people that don't know. Just like Albert in his presentation about the state guard, a lot of people don't know. And Albert, and you guys, if I would have said come in at 2 a.m. because we need to do it at 2, I'm sure you guys would have been here.
We
probably
appreciate
dressed
that.
up
Yeah.
however you sleep. I don't even want to know how you sleep.
You don't want to know.
I don't know. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
We got a calliope of
It's the Powerpuff
dress up
Girls.
uniforms, right?
You better turn that
Sailor
camera
Moon,
off.
baby.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My time was I love you. That messed up so many kids, man. It's a gay ass dinosaur.
No.
What is this?
Mine was, one of these things don't fit.
Mine involved my religious leader. Oh, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, guys, anything else you wanna talk about before we let you guys go? Like I said, I really
By the
really
way,
appreciate.
let us know when you're going to have the next event. I know y'all going to have one Saturday, right? You said?
Right.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Okay, Saturday. But if you have more coming up, let us know.
Okay,
Let us know
we
so we can
definitely
go
will.
ahead and we'll be much happy to advertise and announce it on the radio and on social media as well. Give you a hand.
Thank you very much.
And our hours of operation are Tuesday through Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. 'cause we have
Why?
our second- Well, that way we can let you guys get out of work,
Okay.
get your checkbook,
Yeah,
drink some coffee or another spirit, and then swing by.
Awesome.
You
I'm
talk
gonna
shop for a
take
bit.
that one
You know,
and that
that's
one.
like,
The more spirits, the more money you
We
spend.
encourage you to be, uninhibited when it comes to, shopping with us.
Again, so if you're going from Peter Piper's, you got Loring, runs north and south. They're gonna be on the right, but again, stop to the left real quick before you go that way. Help me pay the bills there, guys, because
Get a luchador mask there.
yeah, you can get a mask there. Actually, yeah, we
Yeah,
have
you
some
can. There you
go.
luchador masks. So,
Yeah.
and that's perfect because it leads straight into our next interview with a real live luchador. So, guys, again, thank you for your time.
Thank
Really
you so
appreciate
much
it.
for having us.
And hopefully you can come back later on with
Yeah.
some good
If you all
stories.
can, stop by on Saturday, 11 to 7. We'll be there all day. Bring a friend, bring someone. You know how it is. You bring one, then they bring
Is that what
others,
they call
and
them
it
now these
just
days,
generates.
friends?
Yeah, friends.
Oh, okay.
Bring a
Bring-
friend. Come in.
Bring a friend or whomever you've got.
And bring the cash.
We have cameras, but we're not recording it. That's when you guys bring someone else.
Bring a
Thank you all.
friend and find his spot.
What else interesting? That's after the cameras go off, right? All right, guys.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
No, look, somebody else is asking if you all sell Pokemon cards. I'm sure you.
Yes.
I'm sure y'all do, right? Okay. Awesome. All right. Again, so guys, thank you for your time and your and what you guys are doing. Again, I will ask you, please look behind, beyond the business aspect of it. I mean, this is very important for a lot of people. So, but all right. So far, so good.
Real quick, we're going to go ahead and there was a comment earlier from one of the viewers. They wanted to talk about or wanted to find out if we know or we take care, guys. Thank you so much. If we know anything about the water park. Look, they've been talking about this water park for years. And I'm sorry, nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. There is nobody that wants to do the property or buy the property. There's nobody who wants to build it because whatever reason there is. I don't know what to tell you. TJ, you got anything
I have
about
no
that
idea.
or Chris?
I mean, obviously, there's always some kind of weird reason why things don't get done. I mean, besides hell, Laredo, Texas is probably the hottest place
Exactly.
in the world, and it's the only place that's so hot that doesn't have a water park.
I don't.
so-
I don't understand the damn concept. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little bit pissed off here. I don't understand the whole concept.
I
And
was
you're
gonna
right
say, why
about
don't you
that.
calm down a little bit? Calm down.
Gracias, gracias. But, you know, it is true. It's hot most of the time here in Laredo. People or any investor that will get into that will make money, big time money.
Oh, yeah.
And
most
there's
definitely.
jobs that are going to be generated and revenue coming into the city. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Why?
And here's the thing, not to step all over you, but here's the thing. Unlike most cities, it would be open 11 months out of the year.
That's what I'm saying.
11 months, seriously. Because the winter in Laredo is like,
Yep.
what, all 2-3 weeks, maybe? You know,
Yeah.
and Mother Nature would, I mean,
Yeah.
someone's got to buy this chick chocolate. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. And I get it.
Because sometimes the weather's like lottery, man. I mean, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're like lottery numbers. But it would benefit. It really would benefit the city. And it's like, why are we kicking back on this? Why are we, you know, why isn't this not happening in the hottest place in Texas, literally?
Right. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And I understand there's going to be expenses because of the maintenance of the of all the equipment and the water treatment and blah blah blah. And again, we go back to the water treatment stuff. I know we have. I'm not saying issues, but there's things that need to get fixed first. I understand, but this has been talked about already for years before the water treatment stuff has happened or gone wrong.
So what I would suggest is, if you get a chance, I mean, speak to your representative, your city councilman or a woman, and ask. Just ask, hey, what's going on? I'm sure they'll be able to tell you. Yeah. So, but anyway, okay. Let's hopefully they'll get this stuff together and we can get something going.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna ask Rudy. Is it Rudy or is it
Rudy?
Rudy didn't come here. No, they sent you.
This
Tiger
this,
it.
this young man is from another wrestling.
Well, come on over, young man. Welcome.
Tag your it.
Well, you know, I guess if we all colored our hair, I mean, we'd all look good. So anyway, so talk to us, man. Who are you? Who you with?
Well, where should I start? Let me start. My name's, I go by a lot of names, though. A lot of people know me by Arias Garza. My actual name is Alan Garza.
Alan Garza. Okay.
Yes. And thank you for the props by saying I am a wrestler. I am going to clarify that. I am not a wrestler. I am involved in wrestling. I like to
Okay.
call myself more of an entertainer.
Got it.
Reason being is that I am nowhere at the level that these local wrestlers are at,
Right.
and I am not about to take their thunder. I am more of a manager. I am more Paul Heyman-ish,
Okay.
Paul Bearer-ish. So I go under the moniker of Lucio Santana.
Lucio Santana.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
My character, more than anything, my character tends to have a lot of money and gets things done with the money. And I don't know, I'm going to throw it out there. Mostly like Laredo does things. Right? I'm saying maybe Laredo and Lucio should get together.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the only way that we're probably going to end up getting that water
A
park
water
done,
park.
Right?
See, everything's connected.
Everything's going to connect somehow. I've worked with Rudy before. We actually, when Rudy started, he started off with the company that I started off back in 2015. They were pretty much the ones that opened up the doors to me, and they said, "Here, come with us, help us out." I've been a wrestling fan since I was, for as long as I can remember. I think my biggest rivalry that I remember from WWE times was Stone Cold and Vince McMahon.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I started getting in. That's when I became invested. A little bit before that, Sting, Hulk Hogan, the whole NWO,
Of course.
for life.
For life.
Right? So that's when I started. I became a fan. We'll push it, like we say in Spanish, tres horitos después. I went to a local event here with Renegades of Wrestling back in 2015. I pretty much liked it. I started with them. We did ROW for quite some time. I want to say maybe about until 2017. When we started looking for a different place, a different venue to go to have our wrestling events. We didn't find anything. Come 2020, we tragically lost one of our own, COVID. And Vic, up there, man, miss you. He was pretty much my mentor. He was the one that guided me. Hey, what do you want your character to be? Well, I want to do this. I want to do that. It was like, well, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should do this. So he was always my big mentor. He was my big brother. He's much. We hated each other in the ring. My character and his character, we hated each other. We were destined to have big fights, but we never ended up getting into it. Like I said, I have gotten in the ring. I have wrestled before, but I am nowhere at the level that a lot of the local wrestlers are at.
I feel your pain because remember back in the day we used to DJ when 98 had the local stuff.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Casablanca.
Pedraza Leighton Wrestling.
Was that who it was?
Yeah.
I don't remember. So I remember. So anyway, so we used to have a sound system, and we used to open up for Rey Mysterio, Conan, all those guys. We got a chance to meet those guys.
Wow.
And I'd go back there, and they were all sitting there without their masks, and I'm like, okay, what do you want? For their entrance songs, right? And I would get there early to set up, and I remember seeing the ring. I'm like, I can do this shit. I got up there, and I had two names I had chosen. One was the Gacho Bad Kid. I don't think anybody would have cared. And the other one was a Super Columpio with my finishing touch, swinging. Anyway, so me quedé con esas ganas to do it. And I'm at 54, I'm not going to do that. But I'll do something like what you're doing, more a hype man kind of storytelling,
It's always fun.
Yeah,
man,
of course.
Getting inside that ring and
Dude,
just the booze is actually what I look for.
The booze.
I get up
means
there
you're doing your job,
and I'll look for someone, and people will be booing, and then I'll automatically and I'm scoping. As soon as I'll be talking and I'll be doing a promo or something like that, and I'll find someone, and the first person that's throwing the finger, that's doing something, I'll look for something on him.
That's what you want, yeah.
I had one guy, he started he's throwing shade at me, right? I don't want to curse or anything like that, but he's looking at me, and I turn around and I see, oh yeah, Laredo's just like this cat right here. You want to throw shade at me? But do you know how many women I've been with? You haven't been with as many women as I have. And that you see that Pokemon shirt that you're wearing, that's the problem. That's why you don't have what I have.
He just ruined the last interview.
Ow. I'm sorry for the other guys.
No, but you know what?
But it's all fun and games, right?
Yeah, of course.
My wife's probably watching right now. That was before your time, babe. I'm sorry. But yeah,
Good answer.
Yeah.
of course.
You know how
right?
many women in my dreams I wanted to never for real. Never for real.
So, I mean, wrestling's opened up pretty much getting to know what actually goes on. For a while, we started doing it. I don't know if you guys are familiar where PPG Paints is at.
Yeah,
on Gale Street.
Gale Street.
That warehouse right behind. Well, we had. I was the owner of VSR, which is under Victor, right? So it was Victor Romero or Victor Southside Romero.
Okay.
That was Southside was his moniker. So we named that warehouse for him. So we had all the wrestling events. His biggest dream was, hey, you know what? We want to have everybody that wants to do wrestling events, we want you to do it here. We want to have crowds here. We want to have all the people come here, join here, watch the wrestling events. So when he passed, we decided, a bunch of the guys that were with Renegades of Wrestling, we decided that that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to have something in memory of him and try to get all the promoters and everybody that wanted to have wrestling events. But wrestling here in Laredo, man, it's tough.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wants a piece of the pie, and nobody wants to share it.
Yep.
If it's one, well, I want to do it, but I don't want you. I don't want him. I don't want that other guy.
Well, you know what I mean? I'm glad you're bringing that up because it's not just in wrestling. That's a cultural fault that we have as Hispanics. We don't support each other. You can't have somebody trying to move ahead because they're going to try to trip you up. There's never a good job, dude, and mean it. No, there's always a way how to get to you, how to make you trip, and how can I make money off of you? And that is super sad, and that's what keeps us behind all the other cultures, all the other races, because we can't get our shit together. If we would come together, we could be very strong. But, so even in your realm, I mean, you see it. And yeah, it's in there. I don't care what it is. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so the good thing is that look, so I come from. I was fortunate enough, and I don't know who you've seen, but I've been fortunate enough that I got a chance to see. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some old school stuff at you. A little family, a wrestling family, and they're not that well known. The Von Erichs.
Yeah, I know who they are. Hey, I'm a wrestling fan.
I
I gotta know
gotta
who the old school is so that I can bring it into the new school. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
So back then, who was a big rivalry? Do you remember? It was the Von Erichs and another group of 3 guys. Do you remember that? The Fabulous
Freebirds.
There
Yeah,
you go.
Michael Hayes,
Terry
and-
Gordy. Yeah. So I got a chance to see those guys. I saw Iceman Ken Parsons. I saw Jimmy Superfoot Snuka, right? I think was his name.
Superfly.
I saw Kamala. I literally saw these guys. And I remember I was like 10, 12 years old. And it was awesome. And then, of course, the next generation, like you said, Stone Cold, freaking
Ultimate Warrior,
all
Hulk
those
Hogan.
guys. Yeah.
Well, they were. It was the Von Erichs, and then
Yeah.
we move into the Hulk Hogan era, the Andre the Giant, and
Yeah.
all that, and then you move into the Stone Cold. Ultimate Warrior. Then you move into Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, and all that new era that's coming in.
Now let me ask you this, and we're
What?
kind of talking on that, and you're the guy that's in there. What do you think about today's wrestlers and today's storylines compared to because back then they were very believable to me, not only because I was younger, but the storylines were very you're messing with my family, you're messing with my friends, whatever. Now the storylines are I don't know.
I'll be honest. There was a time where I stopped watching and I stopped investing time into it. Now I I started getting a little into it. I started seeing how it's shifting from we understand that it's not real,
Right.
but they're putting on a show or they're putting on a choreograph that's enjoyable. That's hey, you know what? We like it. Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do that, and it gives more. It makes it a little more believable. The chingazos, they hurt.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people have that misconception
No,
to
no,
where
no.
it hurts. Oh no, that ring you're looking at it's about 2 inches of board and then maybe about half an inch to an inch of foam, and that's just to kind of hit it. But you got to know how to actually land
how to
on your
land.
back because you can get hurt.
Oh yeah, of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
it's like I told everyone, yeah, it's they'll people. Well, it looks fake. Well, you know what? Call it fake, whatever. It's choreographed, but you know what? If you're getting on the top turnbuckle, okay, automatically the ring is 4 feet off the ground. Then you got the post, which is another 5 feet. Okay, so now let's say you're 10 feet off the ground. You're gonna leap from the corner of that turnbuckle, and you're gonna smash on a dude that's gonna be on a table. Okay, so you're jumping 15 feet in the air to elbow smash an individual on a table. Man, I don't care how choreographed, that shit's gonna hurt.
Oh,
That's gonna hurt.
I mean, me being, like I said, I did have a couple of wrestling matches here or there, and I had a buddy of mine from work, and he told me, he's like, oh, you guys don't hit each other. I'm like, come here. Ven pa' acá. And he goes, you all don't hit. And I go, look, I want you to do something. I want you to hit me right across the chest, as hard as you can.
Ooh, chest slap, ouch.
And he goes, I go, do it for real, man. Do it however you want. If you want an upper hand, if you want to go across, however you feel that you're going to hit me the hardest, go for it. And you're not going to do anything? I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Just do it. He's like, and he goes, wait. No, you know what? Let's make it fair. I'll hit you, and then after that, you'll hit me. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Then I go, look, I'll do one more. So I opened up my shirt, and I go, right here. I want you to land your hand right here. So he goes, yeah, he lets go one. He goes up all the way from the back of his ear, downward. Hits me right in the chest, and I kind of, I felt hot. All right, cool. He automatically grabs his hand, and he goes, dude, that hurt my hand. And I go, ay, pobrecito. Huh. I know you're going to be feeling this tomorrow. He was a couple of beers in. Usually, my rule is if we're going to practice wrestling, no alcohol.
Yeah, of course. course.
right? The professionals, that's something else. But me, I usually don't like. Why? Because someone else is putting their life in my hands.
Yeah, their
and I
health,
don't want to
yeah,
hurt them,
yeah.
or they don't want. I don't want to get hurt by them if they're drinking.
Right.
So I go, don't even lift your shirt. Don't even open up your shirt. Let me just go. I did one of these. Sape. Teacher Sape. Right across his chest. He flinched down. And he was like, that hurt. He opens up. He had my handprint right on his chest. And I go, does that feel fake? And he goes, no. But the chair shots, and I go, you want to go there? You want to go there with the chair shots? He didn't. Yeah, no. He goes, no, I understand. No, you're right. They are. It is real. I was like, I don't lie when I say that. Chair shots, chops across the face. Hey, and sometimes we're guys. We're of housing inside that ring.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes that's one or two punches that's just gonna roll off, and it's, oops. Hey man, I'm sorry, bro. Now your turn. Hit me.
Oh yeah. That people don't understand. First of all, the athleticism and the training that goes. You can't just get up there like Chris was saying and try to jump off. Like I said, when I got up, nobody was around. I just got up there. I'm like, this is freaking crazy, man. There's no way. And you have like all these guys jumping, especially the Mexican luchadores coming out flying from across for feet, man, and relying on that other guy to catch him. That's another thing.
Yes.
That guy needs to catch and stop that fall. But I'm trusting you 100%, man. I mean, if you're having a bad day or you decide to be an ass and get out of the way, dude, I'm gonna get hurt. I'm gonna get hurt. And how many people have died and gotten hurt performing for the crowds,
or completely have been taken out of commission because of of an actual move gone wrong or anything like that?
Yep.
It's something that even to this day I'll tell my girls, don't. Hey, I do it inside the ring. You see all of these guys doing it. They practice every day.
It's a lot of practice.
Do not do it. Do not do it when. Don't do it at all. If you want to train, we'll come and train, but don't do it at all.
Yeah, but it has to be formal training.
Yes.
So I was watching the wrestling event where what's his first name, Owen? Died.
Owen Hart when he fell
Owen
off.
Hart, yeah. So I remember. Like it was yesterday. They're showing him. They're showing him come down, and then all of a sudden you see the, and then they panned out immediately. Yep. Like they figured something that wasn't supposed to go like that. All of a sudden. They keep on. Everybody got quiet. They keep on panning and from across and whatever. They never showed it, and I remember that the show must go on. There were people. The word spread like that he was badly hurt, and then there were some. The storylines have to keep on going, and there were girls trying to do their interview. Whatever the story was, crying, man. They couldn't. Was it figured out that they heard that he died?
Yes.
It was such a weird event. For me, of course, the sick in me I wanted to see it, but no, I mean, it's a real human being that got hurt and died, lost his life performing. For people that sometimes don't appreciate or understand what you guys do. I mean, it's not easy.
It's not.
My respects is like we all have a calling, and we do what we do, but you all do what you do. But now I'm kind of motivated to see if they have a job. I don't know. Pretend I'm a janitor. I don't care.
Hey, listen, I'm looking to get back into it. I'm looking into actually starting it back up. Like I said, we had some issues back at VSR. I had to step away. Family problem. Well, not family. Well, yeah, my wife got pregnant, and it was kind of one of those risky situations. So I kind of had to step back. Mm-hmm. Hey, I left someone in charge, and man, talk about poor management. They didn't get after the actual wrestlers. As wrestlers, we get there, we're tired. All we want to do is we'll trash the whole place if we can. But at the end of the day, whoever is in charge, whoever's management, whoever does things, hey, you need to take a hold of that, and you need to or either get someone to start picking up, or make the actual wrestlers pick up after yourselves. You're not at home. Your mom's not here to pick up your shit. So. Grab your things, grab your tape that you took off, grab your water bottles. There's trash cans, throw them in the trash cans. So mismanagement led for us to actually lose our home. Yeah. So I am looking into, in the future, I don't want to say within this time frame, within the other time frame. I am looking into actually starting it back up. maybe do it my way, the way that I think it should be done. And hopefully, I mean, we'll have you guys whenever you guys want.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a girl that is a WWE. She's up and coming.
Oh yeah.
See. So, talk to us a little bit about. I don't remember her name. I know that she's from Laredo.
Roxanne Perez. Yes, to be
Okay.
honest, she was trained by, I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy's blurting it all the time. The guy sees any opportunity he sees, he says, "Hey, I trained her. Hey, I trained her." And now he kind of knows that it's annoyed some people. So now on purpose he does it, and I like the way he thinks. That's actually genius because it's getting him known as well.
Of course.
So he trained her, but back in 2016, 2017, we had an event over on Market Street. We had an event and we actually had her wrestle her first match there.
Oh, nice.
So when she went, she wrestled. She was pretty new, but I mean, she went out there. She did her best. She did real good. But with that's what we kind of want to do. I don't want to trash these guys that are bringing in all the luchadores from Mexico and everything, because that's what brings money, right? But when I came in, we were trying to showcase more our local talent. Mm-hmm. And it's reasons like that. Now we see this young lady, and she's succeeding in WWE. And not only is she just succeeding, she's just, in less than a year, she's gone from starting at the very way bottom to being up there with the actual now, with your Alexa Bliss, with all the females that have been there for a while. So that's what we want to do. How we can do it, it's just by showcasing them, giving them the opportunity, training them. But it was always Southside's dream to say, hey, you know what? That guy trained with us, and now he's there. He's making
it's
there.
a sense of pride.
Yes.
And here we go again. Nothing ever happens in Laredo. Nothing to do in Laredo. Laredo is a boring town, and again, it's not so much that, it's the fact that people don't want to go out. They don't want to find out what's going on.
They don't want to invest either.
And not only time, but also resources like money and other stuff. That everything costs money, guys. Nothing's for free. Nothing's for free. I mean, but some people, look, the values that we have. You know, I'm in law enforcement and, cases, whatever. I remember you can go by to a lot of houses, and the house is falling down. It's like this, falling down. The poor lady doesn't have enough money to buy milk, whatever. But her 25-year-old son that lives at home, that probably writes his name on the milk so that she won't drink it, has got a badass car outside. And he dresses all, again, our values are not always where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Same thing here. You got to invest. And if you don't, people don't support you, just like this program, if people don't eventually support it, so that what's the reason for being here, right? I mean,
sponsor the program.
That's for all the sponsors out there that are
Subliminal
interested.
message brought to you by Lucio Santana.
See, I like Lucio's mentality. I like it. But so, what is the possibility of you starting another project?
Very high. That it's always been my dream. I more than anything, what I want to do is I want to have almost like an academy kind of thing, to where, like, you have your dojos, you have your taekwondo, you have your jiu-jitsu, and I want people to see, hey, where can I go do WWE stuff? Oh, I want to go to that warehouse. Yeah. Oh, I want to go here. I want to do that. Man, I have a job right now that pretty much takes up most of my time, but law enforcement as well. So I understand where you're coming from, and you pretty much understand where our job is pretty much. Yep. Right. Hey, do something. Hey, and if you have to stay the extra hours, now you have to stay the extra hours. So it's impossible for me to say, hey, you know what, this is my time frame. This is when I want to start doing it. But I would like to start maybe training more kids, especially the kids. I mean, when you said that, hey, have the kids invest instead of investing in some other crap, why not have them doing a sport, getting them involved in wrestling? I had this bright idea of saying, hey, you know what, maybe go to a Boys and Girls Club and saying, hey, you know what? Why not in the afternoons? Let us have a ring in here, and all your members, they can come and train here, and they can do that. And maybe on the weekends, hey, you know what? We'll have an event. Maybe every Saturday we'll have people come in, and they'll pay, instead of paying the wrestler, I mean, well, obviously I got to pay the wrestlers, right? But somehow to where, hey, we make money, and the Boys and Girls Club will make money.
Yeah.
So
So we're gonna talk, Lucio, because I have a place that probably can work something out.
And what's so
we'll talk-
funny, well, not funny, but it's a coincidence that back in the day, Girl and Boy Scout clubs used to have rings for boxing.
oh yeah.
Got away from
And I mean, well, boxing ring is kind of different.
Oh, yeah.
But you can do the boxing inside the wrestling ring. That you can do. You can't use the boxing ring for wrestling, but you can use the wrestling ring for boxing.
But what I'm trying to go, or where I'm going to, is that it's the same, almost the same concept.
Yes.
You know, for wrestling, boxing, you get the kids, get them out of the street, get them back in the, do something physically, or some activity.
Yes.
You know, get them occupied.
So let's ask somebody that grew up wrestling. His wrestling was different. It was actual.
The actual amateur, Greco amateur wrestling.
Greco. So again, how did that keep you? Then again, you were in Indiana wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did that, especially Indiana? I mean, all the gangs and stuff. How did it keep you? How did it serve you?
Well, here's the thing, and I'll give a little background. Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I grew up in Gary, and no, never met the Jacksons, so you can stop on that one right there. Yeah. Oh, have you met Michael Jackson? No, Michael. But where I grew up, I was the only Hispanic kid for the radius of about 15 blocks. Everyone else was black. Okay, and I had to go to the next town over, which was Hammond, for education. And I was in 3rd grade, and they asked for wrestling tryouts. I'm like, I want to try this, and I was hooked on it. Now, what that did, that created a discipline that was not available anywhere else. The discipline of going to practice, the discipline, because in that type of wrestling, it's weight management.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you had to learn how to manage your weight. You had to learn what to eat, what not to eat, how to cut weight fast. And that was just the discipline part of growing up.
Did that involve doing the supermodel?
No,
Like the supermodels do? No offense to any supermodels watching, right?
kind of, sort of. Yeah,
Calling Hugo?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. But you know what though? It was something that, at first, when you're by yourself or with your school, because basically every school had a wrestling team just about. And at first you're with these people that you go to school with, and you're practicing whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then you go to the tournaments, and the tournament's like, wow, I'm not the only one that does this. And tournaments are, man, that's some serious business, seriously. I mean, and like everything, I was exposed to so many different elements. Even back then, racism was a thing. I went to this tournament in this town close by over there. I don't want to say their name because I don't want to burn them. The ref, because you go basically down your underwear, you get on the scale, they check your weight. If you made weight, cool. If not, they tell you, hey, you're a pound over. Okay, now you got to figure out something to do, and just drop that 1 pound, right? Exactly. Anything goes, and I made weight, and the ref says, all right, let me see your hands, and I showed him my hands, and he rubbed his hands in front of mine. He goes, your fingernails are too long. No.
Wow.
I'm like, what? It's like I got clippers. Give me 30 seconds, and he told me, okay, you got 30 seconds. I would clip, and he's like, no, sorry, they're still too long. You're going to hurt someone. So I was denied. And then this other guy, my teammate got in, and the ref looked at him, and he was Italian, and he had long hair, and he's like, no. He's like, what do you mean? It's above the hairline. He's like, no, still too long. So the coach, who was Mexican, Coach Pimentel, gave my mom the most messed up pair of scissors. They use this to cut tape and whatnot, right? And he gives these scissors to my mom. shave this boy. Okay. It's like, are you kidding me? Does she know how to? Oh man, it was a haircut worthy of a helmet. Okay, I mean, it was bad, you know. But again, he was denied. It's like, why you're I mean, but you grew up with the discipline to be part of that. You grew up, you know, and that kind of stayed with me my whole life. You know, it's like, hey, you want to try something? Fine, go for it. But you don't go halfway. You go all the way
you
in.
go all the way.
You know, and I'm proud to say that trait rubbed off onto my son. He's one of those kids. I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna win. Okay, what's your first time out? No, I want to win.
Hey.
I'm like, okay, never mind.
Hey, but like you said, it builds that discipline to where, hey, this is what I need, and you go out there and you get it. And I hate to say, I don't want to generalize, but that's our problem right now with a lot of these kids, is that.
Oh, I agree.
They have no discipline.
They have no discipline and they have no accountability.
Exactly. They maybe they have the discipline, but they don't have the accountability. Yeah, they might be the best and everything, and then they lose the first time, and then what do? They start blaming everybody else except themselves.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. So, but I've been trying to talk to the school districts here in Laredo to get that wrestling program going, and I've run into so many brick walls. And you know, one district said, "Well, you have to talk to the other district."
Yeah.
And then I talked to the other district, and no, you have to talk to the other district. I'm like, well, you guys are on the same boat or what? You
How
know?
about we go out for dinner? I'll get both of you guys here, and then we'll talk. But and I get it, and I think this is what the district's biggest issue is. What if one of them gets hurt while wrestling?
Yeah, but that
What
goes
if one
for
of them gets
everything.
hurt playing football?
Yeah.
What if one of them gets hurt in the pool?
But it's not wrestling. Trust me, I think that's their mentality. That's their biggest. We want nothing to do with wrestling. Plus, do you know?
You're right.
many-
So let's bring in golf. Yeah, that's so much.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's a stick and balls, pretty much.
You're gonna put this ball in a hole for goal. Oh, you're gonna put,
the
her
stick
in
in
goal.
the hole, not the stick. No, the ball goes.
Oh, you're gonna put her here close by? No, we're gonna make it 200 yards. Oh, we're gonna do it one time? No, we're gonna do it 18 times.
fucking times. Classic Robin Williams.
Classic Robin. I miss that guy, man.
Oh man,
Robin was the shit.
he was.
He was the shit.
was.
But okay, so look, let's bring it back and talk about. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you still have the desire to put something together. I think Laredo needs it big time. I think we've shown that we can generate the right talent to go all the way up to the top. And if she did it, I mean, a lot of people can do it. I'm sure a lot of girls, young girls, are motivated by her experience. There's another girl.
Raquel Rodriguez.
I can't remember her name.
She's
the
tall.
valley. She's
Well,
from
I
the
mean,
valley.
No. From Laredo.
oh, from Laredo.
Yeah. Congratulations, Raquel. I'm not talking. No, this is Laredo. I forget her name. I'm trying to.
Lozano,
I can't remember her name.
the boxer.
No.
No.
No, she's a wrestler. She's a wrestler.
Oh no,
She goes. Oh my God. What do you call a little
I give up.
dream catcher? She's like. I think that's her name. Let me see if I can find her. But anyway, she's up and coming too.
Oh, okay.
In Laredo. In fact, I thought she had wrestled where you were talking about there by VSR.
On VSR, she might have wrestled, but she never wrestled for the actual VSR.
Oh, just through another.
Yeah, it was through another promoter.
group.
Because we used to. I mean, we held events for Lucha Maniacs. We had events for La Quebradora. We had events for APW, which is Rudy's promotion.
Yeah, APW.
Like I said, I've worked with him. He's good. To be honest, he's the only one that's actually doing shows right now. Yeah. I mean, with local talent. And he likes to help out. I mean, poor guy, he does it on his own. A lot of the times he goes and he sets up the ring on his own. So it's tough. Setting up
crazy.
one of those
man,
beasts
I've
that
seen-
he has, that ring that he has, man, that's a heavy motherfucker.
I've seen that. I've seen people trying to put that ring together.
Oh, man, I don't wish it upon my worst enemy.
I do.
I do. Yeah, screw them.
Well,
I do.
and hence me getting rid of all that pent up energy. I mean, I do on the side. I mean, I'm one of those that has many hats. Wrestler being one of them, federal officer being another one, and then I also do energy clearing and all that.
Okay.
So I'm also like a Reiki master. So I do all that too. So if you guys ever need to get your chakras lined up, I'm your guy.
Nice. All right, man. Well, thank you. They said Lucio, right? We're gonna go with Lucio sometime.
Go for it. Yeah.
We're gonna go with Lucio. I'll find out exactly who you are in a little bit. But I really appreciate your time, man. I really do. This is awesome.
Appreciate it.
Again, people need to see and support this stuff, and stop complaining that there's nothing to do in Laredo, because it
agree.
really is. There's a lot of stuff to do. It's just everybody wants to do the same thing. No salimos de carne asada and beer.
Yeah.
You know?
There's nothing wrong with
Nothing
it,
wrong
but
with it,
once
yeah.
in a while, I
Once
mean,
in
change
a
it
while.
up, right?
Once
But-
in a while. And
It's Saturday. Pa carne asada. What about next Saturday? It's next Saturday. Carne asada.
carne asada.
Wrestling event came from out of town.
Let's go watch the wrestling, and then we'll go to the
And then
carne
we'll go to
asada,
carne.
which is one of the things that I wanted to add. Whenever when I started with Renegades of Wrestling, it was more of a show for kids.
Right.
You go to a Mexican wrestling event, and
Whole different
I mean,
ball
It's
game.
not for kids.
Aguas con el agua de riñón.
Sí.
That's all you would hear, right?
Sí.
'Cause If
No.
you were in Mexico, you had the guys in the very top gradas, and they were pissing down. It's like, aguas con el agua de riñón.
Yeah.
You're covering
Well,
up.
not only that, what's worse is throwing the pesos.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, just literally, and a ver quién le pegan. That was crazy, man.
Yeah. So what we used to do is that we used to have our events a little earlier. We used to start at 6. We would end by 9:30. Then, hey, was it still 9:30? What do we do? Well, carne asada. But at least you took the kids, and the kids already had fun.
Right.
So that's one of the things that we want to. I mean, like I said, I don't want to trash on any of the promoters now, but these guys, they say, show starts at 8, and it doesn't start until 10:30, and it's like, hey, dude.
So
like,
I'm glad you said that. So that's another part of this culture that, I mean,
Laredo time.
Laredo time.
Yeah.
And so, I'm military. So if you're not there 15 minutes before the time you're supposed to be there,
Yeah.
you're already late. Why? Because so many things can happen. So many things. An accident, your car breaks down, whatever. And you cannot react. If you're already coming in 5 minutes before the event, and then you're trying to get shit together. I mean, there's no need for that.
Yep.
But anyway, so my point is that Laredo still needs a lot of work. We need to educate. We need to become more professional. And if we say, like right now, this show, today Chris was coming in a little later because he had some stuff to do. But he was here and we started at 7. The time that we're promoting, we got to start, whether I'm here, I'm not here.
I agree.
Doesn't matter. We need to go because people are expecting it.
Yes.
People might have taken the time. I want to see what's going on. And now, and the show hasn't started. They're gonna shut down. They're not gonna look. So yeah. All right, Eddie Murphy.
the show must go on.
The show must go on. So I really appreciate your time, Lucio. Appreciate it, and thanks for stopping by. Hopefully,
course, man.
hopefully we can get something going, man. Get this thing back on the road because we need it. Laredo needs it. You never know. We might, you guys might be performing for the next Hulk Hogan.
We never know.
A little kid out there that's gonna go that high and put Laredo on the map again. And these girls are right now. We have 2 girls putting Laredo on the map, and nobody knows.
No.
Honestly, they don't know.
Except that guy that's always saying that he trained.
Well, yeah, that he trained her. He's very proud of, which is good, right? Yeah, which is good. But yeah, the rest of us, we need to be aware of that kind of stuff, and that's the purpose. One of the goals of this podcast to showcase these kind of things.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to add before we end?
Just end up like I always end up all my promos. Con dinero baila el perro y sin dinero te hago que bailes como perro.
Nice. Now say it in English.
With money dances the dog, and if not, I'll make you dance like a dog for money.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's a free Carrascolendas lesson for those of you that remember Carrascolendas. But anyway, stay right there. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, don't go.
So again, guys, look, week 2, and it's gonna take time, guys. It's gonna take time to get the word out and push some stuff out, and that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna keep on pushing through until this program gets to where it needs to go. Again, we're always looking for, and if you're interested in promoting something, let us know. Give us a call. Fred gave you the number, and ask him to do it again. Same thing with sponsorship opportunities. You want to get the word out. right now where it's still fresh and cheap, because once we get big, we're going to start charging some serious money. So take advantage of it now. So again, I want to thank Tejano Express Radio for providing us a venue for this. Warrior Way Protection Services, Wizard Wicks Pizza, and Mariachi Mix Outfitters and More, Whispers Bar and Lounge, Classic Cats, and of course, Dr. Gilbert Salinas, the best psychologist he's a doctor of psychology, and he's like I said, not just because I have a personal connection with him, but Laredo, that's another thing. We don't have enough mental health experts here to help with the high incidence of mental health that people are going through. Of course, back in the day, it was stop acting stupid and get back out there. Now it's very different because these are serious. Some people really need some real help. But anyway, want to thank all those sponsors. And anything you want to finish off with, Chris, before we?
No, we still got we got tips about when you fly out of the Laredo.
That's right. That's
airport.
right. We want to talk about that.
So
go ahead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hi. The Laredo International Airport. Yes, we have an airport that flies from here basically around the world. Now, if you're flying out, you might want to listen to this real quick. I'll run some quick tips for the airport. And again, I need you to understand it is an airport, so you have to take certain accountabilities of that. Starting off with, if you have a flight that leaves at 5:50 in the morning, showing up at 5:30, oh, I'm here. Nope, you're late. You're not getting on the plane. You're not getting on. That's it, plain and simple. Try to get there at least 30 minutes prior, because if they leave the front counter, that's it. They're not going to help you. Another thing that I've seen, and I blame TikTok for this, okay? A lot of TikTok have said, if you get to the counter and no one's there, just take your luggage, go through checkpoint, and check in at the gate, and they have to take you. No, they don't. No, they don't. And they have these, this is a person with like 2 monster pieces of luggage and their gate checks, right? I'm coming through. Hell no. TSA is not going to let you through. They're going to tell you the same thing. No, go downstairs and wait. If you go through the line here in Laredo, there's United, there's American. There's like these little frame boxes. If your luggage fits in there, that means it's a gate check that fits on the overhead bin. So you can take that through. Okay? If your big-ass luggage doesn't fit in there, guess what? Not going to go through. Not going to go through. Check it in. Yeah. The airport opens at 4 in the morning. 4. So if you get there I'm here at 3:30. Okay, well, they're barely opening the doors. You're not going in. You're not going in. Okay, so
you're waiting 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, you're waiting till not TSA's barely showing up 15 minutes to 4. The airline doesn't show up till 4:15. I mean, come on. Oh, yeah. Another thing is TSA is their own entity. They do not work for the airlines. They work with the airline. So if you go to checkpoint, like, hey, tell them I'm here. No. No. If your happy ass was here 30 minutes earlier, you could say that yourself. No, they're not good. No, that's not TSA's job.
TSA is a federal agency, so careful.
Yeah.
They fall under Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah. So. But still, you'd be surprised. Some people don't just...
that's a different story. That they hire just anybody, it's a little different.
It's a little different. If you're taking your carry-on, think with the mentality, if you can buy it at Walgreens or Walmart or Target, toothpaste, mouthwash, don't take it with you. Don't take it. Just leave that behind and buy it the travel size wherever you're going. You'll be fine. That'll save you space in your luggage. Also, and this is a big thorn in the side. People come, they drop their passengers off. My daughter's flying out. And they park underneath the canopy. They turn on their flashers and they go inside. I'm just going to be in for a minute. No, your minute is really 30 minutes. You know what? Drop the passenger off. Go around in the short term. Okay, the first 30 minutes are free. Okay, and then come inside. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. See, because you start a trickle effect. When you park underneath the canopy and you got your flashers on, guess what? there's going to be 7 other people that are going to do the exact same thing. You know, I'm just going to park. No. Move your happy ass to short term. And then, trust me, you're going to pay at most $2. If you can't afford $2, you know what? Don't stay. Just leave. Just leave. And last but not least, look at the weather to where you're going. Let's say if you're going to Atlanta, okay, and there's really bad weather in Atlanta. And then they tell you here in Laredo, there's going to be bad weather in Atlanta. Flights are going to be delayed. Don't get mad at the agent. It's not their fault, okay? It's called an act of God, okay? And there are no refunds on acts of God, okay? Because it's totally out of the control. So don't blame, the airlines didn't want me to fly. And they want you to fly. Just to explain, you're going to get stuck at your, place where you're going to make your transfer, and you're going to be there for a while, and you might not leave. So they're trying to save you. You know what? If you don't have to go out that way, stay here because you're going to get stuck in Dallas or in Houston. There's an actual website. You can go and I believe it's LaredoFly.com. And it tells you everything you need because we have 4 airlines now. We have American, United. We also have Allegiant, which flies to Vegas, and starting this summer, they're going to be, I believe, flying to Orlando.
Wow.
And we have a new airline called Eros, which flies from here to Monterrey daily. Now, that flight's not a monster flight. It's like all 9 people, but it flies daily, and it's always full.
Good.
So, I mean, damn. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, I want to go there. But then again, no. If I barely go across, come on, man. So there you go. Helpful tips. I hope I explained some stuff. Like I said, I didn't hold anything back, so there you go.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Freddie?
Just to remind everybody that also we will somehow, some way, someday, we'll start having some podcasts also with some musical artists, be that country, Tejano, Conjunto. We're trying to get that set up as well. Call us, email us. I've been posting that on Facebook, on Instagram, and as well as X. And let us know. Ask us when can you come in, and we'll be much happy to do that and get to know the artist, be that locally or regionally or out of the state. Doesn't matter. If you get to see this or you get to hear or read anything on the social media, let us know, and we'll be much more than happy to do a podcast live. Also, there's a morning show in the morning with yours truly from 7 to 9 every single day, Monday through Friday. We had a hiccup a couple of days ago. I'm still working on that process, but the morning show's back on, and I get to do a lot of the information as well for the podcast. Things that are happening, not just in Laredo, but around the region, and of course around the state and out of state, and we'll promoting music as much as possible. So we have any new artists and you have music, new singles, send them to us to Tejano Express Radio, and we'll be much more happy to go ahead and get you out there to be listened outside the world. So other than that, appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the viewers that have been watching. Thank you so much for your support. And like TJ said, this is week 2, so we are still working a lot of things, and we will get to that point where you'll be talking about it later on in the past, saying, well, remember when they started? Well, guess what? We're big now. So appreciate that.
All right, thank you, Freddie. So we have Alfredo Medina, Alfredo Medina suggesting that maybe there's a wrestling event at the Pulga Blanca.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That could be. That could work.
I mean, that was a good idea.
That's a good idea,
And
too.
he's also suggesting maybe creating a river walk. I'm like, okay, look, a dead body. Look.
He fell off the boat while he was drinking because that's what it's going to be. I mean, all of downtown is all...
Speaking of that, well, what happened in San Antonio about that shooting?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
that's
last
right.
week.
Yep.
Last week. Crazy. It's crazy.
And, I'm going to read this off. Patricia Galvan Felicidades a Alan Garza por su brillante servidor público, humano, empático, atento y de gran corazón, que además procura a su país en la frontera comercial más importante de la región noreste. Wow. Well, thank
There you go.
Ms. Galvan, for that nice comment. We don't care about Alan Garza. We're just talking to Lucio Santana.
¿Quién es Alan?
¿Quién es Alan? So a quick story before we go, right? So back in the day when it was safe to go across, right?
Still
I remember, I remember going to, every Sunday was the bullfights.
Yes.
Lauro Luis Longoria. And every Monday was the wrestling, right? Sigople, and I mean, all these awesome wrestlers. So I remember one time we showed up, we were in the second row. There were some young kids, 2 kids in the first row with one of those stupid ass bicycle horns. And they were like going at it. There was nothing, we hadn't started. I remember that days when I saw Perros for the first time. You know, he's already passed away, the wrestler. Anyway, estaban chingy with that stupid horn, right? So we're in the back and I'm drinking it. I was already like done with these guys. Some shady characters sat behind us. They didn't put up with it. They're like, stop your shit. There's nothing going on. Put that thing down. So they put it down, right? So what I did, I'm like, you know what? Here's payback. I grabbed my drink and I went. Anyway, they thought it was them. They turned around. They're like, no hicimos nada. Anyway, they came around, grabbed them, took them. I don't know what happened. I have that horn at the house. So my wrestling story right there. So, and that's the only time I've been able to use that talent of making that the bicycle horn.
Yeah.
You know, I did it as a cop too. I was downtown. I was a bike patrol officer, and I would do it all the time. It was like to my bike, scaring people just to. But anyway, again, guys, thank you for all the guests for today. Starting Sanchez is still here in the audience watching. Thank you for sticking around. And of course, the freaking Wayo and his buddy that came to talk about the event coming up, the pop-up event in their little spot, the nerd spot.
I was thinking something totally different.
Nerd. But you know what? Again, guys, you know, I'm kind of jealous because I always want to be a nerd. But anyway, and of course, Alan, better known as Lucio, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Let's talk offline because I got something for you. Other than that, guys, we will see you guys next week on Thursday at 7 o'clock. We'll try to have some more interesting guests to talk to y'all because y'all don't want to talk to us. Y'all want to hear what's going on in Laredo. And that's one of the missions here. One more time, you want to go over the list or you can't read it?
Oh, I can read it.
Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You know, you're getting old.
Yeah.
When you need, you know.
I want to thank the Hano. Chris fell asleep again and he pooped himself.
But he wasn't asleep. But he wasn't asleep.
Yeah. Anyways, Tejano Express Radio, thank you so much, of course, being part of this. Warrior Way Protection Services, when you need protection and you need the real deal. Wizard Wicks Pizza. Failed, man. They failed.
Eric, you're dropping the ball.
El Mariachi Mix, Outfitters, and more. If you need anything, that's where you got to go. There's no need to go all the way downtown or cruising up and down San Bernardo. Just head on over to El Mariachi Mix, and they got it for you. Whispers Bar and Lounge. If there were only a sign.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bigger sign.
Also, the Classic Cats. One of the newest bands here in the Gateway City. And, of course, Dr. Gilbert Salinas from the Marshall Institute. Marshall Hill Institute.
Marshall.
Marcel.
That's stressing me out.
That's it?
I think they do it on purpose so you can go see them. It's stressing me out. Marshall.
And real quick, before we wrap up, tomorrow is my 2.0's birthday.
Oh, nice.
He turns 14.
14.
Big 1-4.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bud.
We'll send a shout out tomorrow morning in the morning show.
So, yeah.
All right, guys. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Y'all have a great evening. Thank you so much for watching. Ooh, yeah, I like that.